Good evening, good day, good morning. Welcome to the 9th session of the Afghan Association of Ontario online program to increase awareness of racism, discrimination, and Islamophobia. This program is the initiative of the Afghan Association of Ontario and is partially funded by the Government of Canada and is aired in collaboration with the Government of Canada. Each program, we bring a person with expertise or experience in Islamophobia or people who have responsibilities in various organizations. We bring them to share their stories and their expertise with the people so that the issue of racism, discrimination, and hatred, which is manifested in many forms, in this case in the form of Islamophobia, is manifested to the people, the mainstream society in Canada, as well as the immigrant community. Today, my guest is Mr. Rokhaan Khadem, who is a political activist. He is a writer, he is a real estate agent, and at the same time, he is the secretary to the board of directors of the Afghan Association of Ontario, which has initiated this program. So, Mr. Khadem, welcome to this program, and please have a few words with our viewers.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here in this great program. We needed this kind of program, and always we have to work together, to come around and turn the table on the other side. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your time and having me here. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I would like the viewers who are watching this program to do two things. One of them is please get engaged with us if you have any questions, if you have any experience that you want to share, or if you have any issue with this subject and this topic. And the other one is to please share this program on your social media pages so that more and more people become aware of it. And somehow we contribute to reduce the impact of this, what I refer to as the triangle of evil, that is racism, discrimination, and hatred, in whatever form it is. Let's start, Mr. Khadem, with our program. So can you tell our audience a little bit about your background? When did you come to Canada, and how did you start, and where you are now?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. A great question. It's a tough question when you're talking about yourself and your background. That's the hardest thing to do always. especially I'm scared of that, Well, anyway, and
let's give it a try. Let's give it a try.
Yeah. And in 1979, when the Russian and the communists took over in Afghanistan, so everybody was panicked because the atrocity was there going, the jailing, the killing, and all these things. So everybody was trying, to get out of the country or somehow to save his family and his life. I was one of those among them, and came to Canada in 1982 with a lot of difficulties going to so many countries here, there, and that's finally I came to Canada. I landed in Edmonton. It was June. It was not a bad time, but it was a snow on the road. Then it was a surprise to me in the month of June, and you see snow, and then you see anyway, start my life in there in Edmonton, and 2 years later, which was in 1984, I came to Mississauga, and since then I'm living here. Yeah, so that would be enough for a little things to say about.
Yeah. We'll dig into it a little bit more. So when you first came to Canada, did you feel, or were you given the impression that you somehow do not belong here, that you are from somewhere else? Did you hear any racist remarks or any discrimination?
Well, in a one angle, when you see it, it's kind of natural. When you come to some country new, that you don't feel so comfortable over there because of a lot of issues. The cultural differences, the language, and that people you see around you, everybody is new to you. You have no friend, you have no family, you have nobody there. So it's natural not to feel comfortable in that place for a while until that you get fit into the society and find a job and get associated with the different people. So then you can say, okay, if I belong to this country or not, or I belong to not. Well, but for me, it was very fortunate when I came and I just right away, and after 2 months or something, I found a job and I was start working. Since I was in my young age in Afghanistan, I was a political activist. So as soon as I came there, after 3-4 months, I start on the beside of my job, all these things, to be active in the political side in Canada. And I was very active in Edmonton and had a lot of friends. So I never felt that I'm in some country which I'm not belongs to, but I was feeling I'm in a country which is not my country or not my culture is here or so and so. Especially those years, the Afghan community was all across Canada. It was very little. It's a few people. For example, in Mississauga, all Afghan, there was a 4 Afghan living and I was the 5th one in here. And in Edmonton, when I was there, I didn't know there was an Afghan people living there or there is anything, But after 6 months, 7 months, we found a couple of people. And like I said, I'm involved in the political issue in communities and all these things. So as soon as we came there, we started, me and a couple of other friends, and we started to have an Afghan association or kind of an association for the Afghan community over there. We started, and later on that association from Alberta, which was the Cultural Association of Afghan, that association joined the big association of Afghan, which was in Ontario. That was like a broad-based, like all Afghan community over Afghan, all across Canada under one umbrella. So that the association came under here. So for me, it was not really tough life to fit into the society. I found my place and I was very happy. I never experienced and never had any discrimination towards me, or I was discriminated towards somebody else. No, it's not happened, never. It was a great start.
Yeah, well, you are obviously among the many lucky people in that respect. So I would like to mention that umbrella group that was formed in the 1990s. I had the privilege of being the leader for 2 years of that organization. And so
yes.
Anyway, now you were here when 9/11 happened. So before 9/11, there was no such thing as Islamophobia. Didn't exist. And the term Islamophobia, which is hatred, actually fear of Islam or hatred towards Islam, was perhaps became popular in the media after 9/11. And obviously some people suffered as a result of it. But you being a community activist, how big of a problem you think or you hear from people that it is in Canada?
Great question you brought up. The Islamophobia word, I read somewhere the first time it came to the paper or the news or a media, I think it was in 1923. Islamophobia word was like a saying, and people got it somehow. They refused to that word. But like you said, after the 9/11, the Islamophobia word was spreading among people and spreading so fast and everything. In my opinion, that were the wrong things that people did it to start with this. Because Islam is not a religion that anybody can be scared from it. We have to be scared from people. It doesn't matter who. Islam is the religion of peace. We start with Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. So I don't think people has to be scared from Islam. Islam is a religion for everybody, for whole people. It's the biggest reason of Islam is to promote humanity, actually, and bring a good life and good good association among all people. That's what the big thing in Islam is. So there is nothing in Islam to be scared. But in my opinion, if we can say religious phobia, because there will be a lot of Muslims, they must be scared from some other religion. There will be a lot of Hindus, they may be scared from some other religion, like that. So the minute we say Islamophobia, to me, that I'm feeling indirectly we're promoting Islamophobia. We're giving it to the people to think about it, about the Islamophobia. Why should be Islamophobia? There should be no phobia among society, among people. We're living in a kind of society, democratic society. Politics and religions are separate from each other. We are in a secular society. This society is based on the humanity, equality, and human rights. These are the couple of biggest things to mention. We're living in those kind of situation which we follow it, and the government of Canada, that's the kind of government, they don't allow these things. And it's been controlled by different laws, bylaws, and all these things. So, like you said, I had an experience on those days after 9/11. After 9/11, I was marked, I was stamped, being the representative of Taliban by the CBC.
Wow.
Yeah. And they called me to their town hall meeting, and they announced me when I was coming, a Taliban representative in Canada, so and so and so. I went there, man. Wow. So that was a big issue. Anyway, so I had talked to all of the CBC people, the president and all these people, but they said they made a mistake and they apologized to me. So those were the panic days, because this was the thing happen which nobody believed such a thing can happen. No one in the whole world can believe there's such a thing will be happening. So it was a situation that everybody got panic. So what I'm saying, because of that situation, the media was panicked, the newspaper was panicked, the reporter was panicked, ordinary person was panicked. They didn't think about it when we say Islamophobia, what's going to happen? As soon as we say Islamophobia, we are promoted. We gave a reason to a lot of people to be Islamophobic, to be scared from Islam without no reason, without knowing it.
Yeah, that's it's a very unique perspective, and I really appreciate that you put it here. And I hope the viewers will have their comments on this perspective. I would like to mention that the Afghan Association of Ontario, this initiative is open for a diversity of opinions on the topic. Yeah. And you raised a good issue that perhaps everybody who used the word Islamophobia, we give it energy to this word. So this word suddenly became a big word that affected people in the mainstream society as well as in the fringe groups. And so in a way, we all somehow feel responsible for it. And statistics show actually that just in the past 2 years, since 2020, in Canada, incidents that have been reported, hate incidents that have been reported have increased by 68%. And just to break it down, there was a 72% increase in incidents where the victims were Muslims, or what you refer to as Islamophobic incidents. 68% were anti-Semitic incidents, increase in the anti-Semitic incidents. And here is the strange thing, 64% increase of hate incidents against the Catholics. So it's not just, the victims are just Muslims. This rise in hatred is universal and in Canadian society. And I'm not sure, in your opinion, whether it is because the media is portraying it in such a way, or because there is a populist political activities have increased in North America and in Europe, and whether this kind of hate and racism is the result of that populist activities. We will tackle that also. So if you have any opinion on it, I would like to hear it.
I think you're right. I think that could be one of the reasons of this. Like I said before, as soon as we say Islamophobia, we're promoting it. Like I said, everybody was panicked. Media was panicked. All these people were panicked, and right away they whistled it and they blow it out in Islamophobia, scared from Islam. They announced it. That was the wrong thing, because that was giving the reason for a lot of people that they have a hate in their heart. It doesn't matter against who or against what. Some people, they have a hate in their heart. They're mentally sick people. And that's come from the mind, So that was the reason for those sick people, to be and promoting, going against Islam, go against this religion, go against this religion, go do this, and create some kind of unfavorable situation and unfavorable environment, I could say, in the society. That could be the reason, like you said. It may be one of the reasons.
Yeah, thank you. Now, you are a community activist. You are also a real estate agent, and you are a writer, and you have worked with many different organizations. How often do you hear about this, what I refer to as the triangle of evil: racism, discrimination, and hatred? Is it in your life, has it been an issue that people talk about, or it hasn't been an issue? Let us know your experience in that regard.
Well, the thing is, we are living in a society with all these things among us. We have a people, they have a hate. We have a people with the hatred, discrimination. Some people, I don't call it Islamophobia, I will call it the religious phobia. So we have those people, and we live with them together. So 100% people might hear those things. I heard maybe once or twice or 3 or 4 times, maybe as a discussion, like among people, they discussed it. What is going to happen? What do we have to do to stop these things? What's our responsibility towards all this hatred that's day by day is growing among the society? How we have to do it, and how maybe those form of a discussion, probably I heard it. But if I say somebody was discriminated towards me, or somebody was saying something, or I heard something, or I seen something, no, I never did that. And yes, never.
Very good. You are.
I can say one another thing. When I came to Canada, especially in Toronto, that was in 1984, end of 1984, and I remember. There was no money mosque in Toronto and Ontario. There was one mosque, a very small little home. It was rented, and some Muslims were going there for pray. And there was another thing happened. There was one church. Muslim people, they were renting it for Friday praying. And we were going there for Friday praying. But now, look at now the society. After 40 years, look at the society. We have so many mosques in Mississauga. We have too many mosques in Toronto. We have so many mosques in the east side, on the north side, as well as the other religions too. Now it's like a Buddhist temple. We have a very beautiful Buddhist temple. They built it in Brampton, in North, and everywhere. What is that telling me? This is telling me the government of Canada, any government who came, when they came to this issue, they're the supportive of the religious. That's which is the best thing happening in Canada. In most countries, maybe not. Like I'm not gonna name anybody, but there will be not a similar situation like we have it in here. And we are lucky. We have to appreciate all this freedom we have here. You know, if we live in some other country, probably we never had it, those things. That was a good thing happening for the last 40 years. And there is a lot of religious freedom. When you have that much freedom of religion, so obviously you have the other side with it too.
Yes, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
some
this
people
is,
maybe have, yeah.
yeah, that's true. When you allow and you give freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of faith to
Yeah.
people, obviously there will be some backlash. Luckily in Canada, it's still only on the fringes. It is not that much, even though it was increased because of COVID and because of, let's say, populist politics in Europe and in the United States perhaps had contributed. But I would like to mention that the Canadian government has assigned a special person to tackle just the aspect that is related hatred towards Muslim, the Islamophobic part. Obviously, there are other organizations. The Jewish community has the B'nai B'rith that really monitors what is happening in anti-Semitic hatred events or incidents in Canada. And the Catholic Church has a monitoring organization also. But I am not sure if the Muslim community is organized enough or united enough that they could also start this kind of a monitoring organization so that it doesn't get out of control and it remains, on the fringes in the society. The diversity that the multiculturalism philosophy that the Canadian government is promoting obviously has helped a lot of immigrant communities to come here and live in freedom without fear, in peace, and to express their faiths the way they want. In many cases, much better than in their own countries.
Absolutely.
So that is a plus for the Canadian government policy in that respect. Let me ask you, you are the board member of the Afghan Association of Ontario. What do you think community organizations can do or they should do to combat so that this thing that has increased by 68, let's say 64 to 72% in Canada, that the trend is reversed and that eventually it gets out of the news media. People don't talk about it anymore. It is so less. In your opinion, what are some of the things that can be done?
What a good question. You see, what you're doing, that's the best thing you do.
Mm.
This program you do, this is one of the best things you do. What is it? Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. How we can help people to be aware of all religion, not only from Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a freedom of religion in here, freedom of expression, freedom of speaking, all kind of freedom. We have a real democracy. I'm not going deep into the politics of the democracy, but we have it on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
We can see it. So when awareness is one of the most important things, especially for the young generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's, in my opinion, that's every religion. If they have put their hands together with each other and work together towards these kind of hatred, I think that will be coming down and people will be aware, more education that can stop it. And this should start from school. From school, in my opinion, that would be great if all the community, they have find a kind of way to give a small lecture, small conference, they make it in the school about all these religions, about the beauty of the religions, all the religions. Every religion have their own beauty and we have to respect them. Yeah. And we do. So I think every community has a responsibility towards them. Every person has a responsibility, personal responsibility. They have to fight it. If you hear something, if I heard something, or somebody else hearing, they have to fight it right there. They don't have to stop it. They don't have to hide it. We don't have to hide these things. We have it in society. We cannot put it under the rug. We cannot do that, because if we do, we give them the time and we give them the environment to grow more. Like you said, 68%. That's very sad. In a democratic society like Canada, and we have a 68% hatred in this country. And we this is very sad. This is very sad. I think it's a time, all the community with the government organization, they have to be working together and plan together, do something about it, and make some program for the awareness of a young generation, universities, high schools, all these things. Even if the Ministry of Education, I don't know, and their policies too much about it, but they have to have some teachers on that. Teach the school about the religion.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. So there is, I hope that some people there is an interfaith organization where representatives of the various faiths, they come together and they discuss issues that affect all faiths. I hope that they will hear this program and your suggestions that, if it is a broad-based interfaith initiative to curb the rise of this phenomenon of hatred against various communities based on their faith or based on their color or based on their where they come from or their culture, etc. If it is nipped in the in the root through education and awareness, through school curriculum, I think it will be a good idea. So thank you very much for putting this on the table, and so that people can hear and find about it.
You're welcome.
Now, since you are affiliated with several community organizations, currently, what mechanisms are in place to help individuals? And what can individuals do, or what can these organizations, especially the community organizations, can do to help individuals who might experience this?
Like I said before, we don't have to hide these things. This phenomena is living inside our society. So we don't have to hide it. We don't have to put it behind burner. When we face it, we have to fight it. So what I'm saying, like, if somebody facing these kind of issue, they don't have to quiet about it. They have to go. There is a lot of offices. There are a lot of government offices. There is a lot of communities. There is a lot of activists and people. They are people who fight against them and these kind of things. So let's, for example, if I am facing such a thing, the first thing I will do, I will go and report it to my community. And I will report it to others. We have a human rights organizations in here. We have a freedom of choice organization in here. We have so many places that we can report it and we can fight it. But hiding it will be damaging all of us.
Yeah, this is very good. Thank you very much. I just want to mention that in this program, Mr. Khadem, he suggested that we should fight this phenomenon, but fighting can take many different forms. And it doesn't mean that you go and fight the people who discriminate, the people who... Okay, so I had interviewed some people from law enforcement, and they were saying that, the best way to fight is that without endangering yourself, to collect as many records and take pictures, etc., of the incident, and then you report them to authorities. In every jurisdiction, there are authorities, they deal with hatred. You just report it to them. You report it to your community organization, and that will be the best way. But please be aware not to do anything that will endanger yourself, your person in that incident.
Well,
so that is an
like you said, let me give an example to those people who living with that hatred in their heart, and they think they can go against him and her belong to other religion. I have a very small example. I want to put them towards them. If a person is walking in the park and he or she find a garbage bag.
Mhm.
And as soon as he opened it and he see there is two children in that bag. How he or she can say which one is a Muslim, which one is non-Muslim?
Yeah, they can't.
Nobody can say that, yeah?
Yeah.
We are the one that put in the Islam, other religion, we giving it to our children, we give them to our society, and we growing them, but we don't tell them. We have to start from our own, from ourselves, from our families, from our children. We have to make them understand all the religions are equal and all the religion followers are human, and as a human we are all the same. There's no difference.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Khadem. Our time is up. I just want to acknowledge that this program is an initiative of the Afghan Association of Ontario. Confronting Racism, Discrimination and Islamophobia in Ontario is a program that is partially funded by the Government of Canada. This program is coming to an end, and I hope that you will join us next week. We advertise a couple of days before for our new programs. It's either Wednesday evening or Thursday evening, and we bring people with experience and expertise. But I also want to mention that anybody who has experienced has been victimized by hatred and racism, and if you want to share your story with the community and with the Canadians, please let me know. And perhaps we can arrange an interview with you, interview live like we have today with an expert in this area, Mr. Khadem, who really suggested some valuable points that we can take as individuals as well as members of organizations. So Mr. Khadem, thank you very much for your time. And we are going to call this an end to this call, and then until next week, I wish you, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.